Podcast. How we feeling?
And do we still raise the roof?
We don't raise the roof.
We don't raise the roof, no?
We do not.
It's over. That's done.
We ain't even got roofs, man. Inflation is so high, I can't even afford a roof, Doc.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome to Religiously Incorrect. 8-ish, that's right. 8-ish, that's right.
We just gonna start putting that on our site. We come on around 8-ish, roundabout.
We are Religiously Incorrect. We are brought to you by the African American Community Fund. Hold on, let me get this right. I had it up and then it didn't turn on me. Like
established in 2000.
No, you're not allowed to read my stuff,
not allowed
Todd.
to read it.
Leave me alone.
That's my fault. You can't
The African American Community Fund. The African American Community Fund, established in 2020 at the foundation of Appalachian, Ohio, supports Black-led and Black-serving organizations throughout the 32 counties of Appalachian, Ohio, to elevate the quality of life and address disparities in African American communities. www.appalachianohio.org/AACF. Listen, they will be here. My man will be here on the 22nd of January at our Faith Leaders Breakfast. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Hey, Elder Carter, Rashad, God bless y'all.
Good to see you all. Make sure you like and share. We have our resident guest host in the house.
Mo.
The one and only Mo.
You just that's all the talking you done. That's all
that
Actually, the introduction should have been done by the co-host Mo.
I just jumped in. I wanted to head you off.
I was like, wait a minute.
True pastoral fashion. Get to the mic first.
Ratchet around here.
I didn't know. No. We worked on my contracts, and y'all will see a lot more of me.
Did Elder Carter say taking our grants back because we need to have a conversation?
What?
It's about to be some cussing up in here before the end of the year.
With the Easter
What's up, brother K1? How you doing, my brother? So good to see you. Well, here's what y'all don't know. This is the last show of 2023.
Man, wow.
We're done.
It's crazy, ain't it?
It's over. Game over, man.
Christmas is this week, man.
Christmas is this week.
I just put my tree up yesterday.
I just started believing in Christmas yesterday. Because of the Christmas and New Year's Eve holiday, we won't be on the air.
But watch out. Y'all never know. We might pop up. We might pop. Y'all know how we do.
You know how we do. Jeff might be sitting there watching the game, eating some of my famous wings with no breading on them that I made with a thermometer.
I ain't said that.
He tear him up every time. So
I ain't saying nothing.
It is what it is. But yeah, we're done. We're done for the year. And I guess first things first, what do you not want to see? I want to start with Mo. What do you not want to see on your timeline in 2024? Who or what do you no longer want to see on your timeline in 2024?
I don't want to see going into 2024 on my timeline the same resolutions every year. I'm tired of them.
The same resolutions every year.
I'm tired of everybody saying that they're going to disappear and elevate.
Elevate.
I'm tired of it.
I'm going up. I'm elevating.
I ain't going to talk about it. I'm going to be about
it. Every
right.
year.
All right, for me, I'm done. Jada, be quiet.
You're done with Jada.
Don't say nothing this entire year.
And everybody talking about Jada.
Everybody talking about. Leave her alone. Let her be. Let her be quiet. Let her and Will shut up. Both of them.
And they keep trying to. I mean, even if she was all the bad women words to all of these, you know, to all these. They had a clip on just now of like Jada, her and Rob. I thought we were cool. This guy tuned in just to say that.
Those are fighting words right there, Doc. Those fighting words.
My man that tuned in just to say that. I love you, bro. Love you much.
I agree, though.
So do I.
I agree.
And you know what? The way they playing, I agree too. To be told, to be honest. If people are like, why the Steelers fans so quiet? That's what you're supposed to do when you lose. You're supposed to just be quiet. I don't mind being quiet. Trump versus Biden. You're correct. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of Trump versus Biden.
That was my next one.
Anything with Kanye.
And those leather pants he be wearing every day.
Okay.
But you know, his daughter's gonna be the new rapper, I guess. Did you see?
All right.
Oh God.
Travis Kelce and that Taylor Swift.
Oh my God.
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Who else you got?
I don't know.
Blueface and
Blueface and Krishan.
Krishan, how do you say her name?
Krishan.
That's where I was going next. Why are they even famous?
I don't even know.
Because
What are they famous?
the drama.
They're full of drama.
And you know, I seen a post and they say the baby is canceled too.
The baby's canceled. Not the baby.
Like, what is the baby?
Love you, KK. Okay, I got a couple like trends that I'm through with.
Okay.
Trends that I'm through with. And they're interrelated. Two of them are food and interrelated.
Okay.
The first one is people making recipes that look really, really good, but are probably super duper nasty. Like anything with just too much cheese, too much chocolate. They just pile a million things on top of it, and it looks great, but it's either gonna murder you instantaneously, or it's probably disgusting. We just think that anything that's ooey gooey, whatever, is good, and it's not.
Right,
The second one is people purposely making disgusting recipes.
That's horrible.
For views.
Right.
Just to get people to say, because at this point, we know that white lady can't really make greens, and she knows she can't make greens. She went in the back and got some leaves out the backyard and threw them in a pot on purpose. And like, that's become the new thing. Just nasty recipes on purpose.
Can I add one to that?
Yeah.
Putting Mentos in Coke bottles.
Oh, I mean,
stop.
What year is it? 1983?
Dude, we've been doing this forever.
Right.
Stop. It makes no sense.
Absolutely. One more food-related one. All these controversies over food critics. Visiting restaurants and
Keith
being in town.
I like Keith Lee.
You like Keith Lee?
I like Keith Lee.
Who's the other guy? Darius Cooks? Who's the other guy? All right, Marlon said people taking selfies in the gym when they should be working out.
Wait.
Listen.
I feel personally attacked.
You feel
Marlene.
personally attacked?
I feel personally. I need everybody to know that I was working out.
Here's what I want off my timeline. Fake scenarios about baby mama and baby daddy drama to get people to argue about whether the one baby daddy to take care of his kids should pay for all the other kids. You know, should she let all the rest of the kids play with the PS5 and all that stuff? All those relationship and they're all fake.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
They're all fake. All those relationship arguments done.
Backyard theologians telling us that don't got to church, ain't never been to seminary, telling everybody what they should and should not believe in.
There it is.
Stop.
There it is.
We don't want to hear it next year. We don't want to hear it.
You're not welcome at anybody's church.
Keep your thoughts to yourself and your beliefs to yourself. We don't want to hear it.
That's correct. Go ahead.
I'm tired of hearing everybody's personal business. I bought some shoes today, or I'm about to go eat, or stuff like that. That's getting real corny.
Yeah.
What's even cornier is putting all your business out and then saying everybody in my business.
Everybody in my business.
I don't want to see that. Like, you put
everybody in my business. Okay, this is what I want off my timeline. I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but here we go. OMG. Heartbreak. I'm crushed. My life is over. And then when somebody says, "What's wrong, baby?" Don't ask me. I'm grieving. Family needs privacy. Why you put all this online?
Everybody just pray.
Along with that is the worst one.
I'm praying for you.
Pray for me. Don't ask any questions.
Don't ask any questions.
Just pray. What do you mean?
If I can't ask questions, I'm not praying.
I'm not praying for you. I don't know what I'm praying for. I don't know you.
And let's stop pretending we're praying for people when we just keep on scrolling.
Please.
I'm praying for you, sis. That was the prayer.
We throw up some praying hands and keep scrolling.
Praying for strength.
Which is hilarious because those are originally supposed to be high fives. Those aren't even praying hands.
They are.
We just decided that
black people. We gonna make black people gonna make something about prayer.
Yeah, we took over everything. Anything else, Pastor Tatum, that you don't want to see on your timeline in 2024? You're done with it. You're done with it. Anything else?
I'm done with T-Mobile. I'm done with what's the rest of them? Verizon. All of them way too high.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to go back to
the bills
rotary
are too
phones.
dang high. All of them. We need all Obama phones from here on out.
I'm about to buy some walkie-talkies.
Listen,
you're gonna be breaking one down like a
phone. People looking at who got stamps. Thank you very much.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Who has stamps?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You are cutting into my hustle.
Listen, wait a minute. By the way, I'm taking food stamps for the food drive.
Okay, I got one. Temu, Shein,
oh my God,
McDonald's, any other crappy budget place, count your days.
Yeah.
First of all, you knew what it was when you bought it. You know that McDonald's is crap 75% of the time. You know that Temu is trash. You know that Shein outfit was not going to fit the way it fit on that Instagram Photoshop model. Right. And you weighed 920 pounds and you went out and bought
if you order from if you order from them and you are 42, get yourself a 58.
Get a 58.
Because that's about the only way it's going to fit.
You know them Asian folk ain't size like us. I mean, you know they ain't the same. I'm serious. Large and extra large and stuff. Even for my kids, when I try to order them stuff, it's a different large and extra large. It just is. But I hate when people say count your days like they didn't know who they were ordering from. That dress cost 92 cents.
I hate that. It seems like every time somebody's birthday come around, their order didn't come. I'm tired of seeing that.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Who got the gas? Yeah, who got the... You know who got the gas? The police monitoring all your posts. That's who got it. The detectives at the Warren Municipal Building on the computer. Like, yeah, I'll see you later.
I'm tired of seeing fights too.
Fight videos?
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing the fight videos.
Yeah, fight videos are played. Fight videos are super played, especially the ones that have me in them. Pastor Todd.
No, that never gets played.
Breaking up fights between teenagers. This is how bad it was. After that last one, when the kids got off the bus and started fighting, and I jumped in and it went viral, just the other week, I was coming back to my office in the afternoon, and the bus was pulling up, and I just kept driving around the block. I just kept driving, like, I'll be back. I'm going to drive around the block and see how these kids is acting first. And I was like, all right, they cool. Okay.
I got just, before we go, can we just real quick give a shout out to, listen, what I don't want to hear next year is what's the song? I can't even. Hezekiah Walker song.
Every praise.
Every praise. Leave it. Don't sing.
Oh, these are songs we don't want to hear.
Don't sing it no more.
That's a whole other show.
Don't sing it no more. Don't bring it to the choir. Every praise. No, it's over.
It's been over for 10 years. Truth be told. Truth be told. Clips of preachers hooping only. No content. If they're a good hooper and I'm bored, I'll watch it. If they're a good hooper and I'm bored, if it's like a Tellis Chapman or, there's some pretty good ones out there. That's a pretty good list of things that we don't want to see in 2024. We're done with. But I want to see it on my timeline. Arguments about Carlton Pearson. I don't want to hear anymore. Hell is real, and if you don't believe it, you're probably going there. So I'm sticking to it.
That's one way to put it.
That's it.
Everybody who lost the election this year.
You don't want to hear from us? It's cold-blooded. George Santos. Speaking of the world's greatest congressional liar, George Santos.
Please shut up.
I don't want to hear another thing from him.
I don't even. You just move out of Florida.
Move out of America.
Right.
How about that? I'll be honest. This is about to be me. I don't want to hear about Ukraine anymore. Wars get played out after a while. They get played out. I don't want to hear about it's just like somebody win. I mean, aren't we like at nuke stage or something? Somebody win.
I mean, yeah. Can you say that? You don't want to hear about it no more?
I don't want to hear. I want them to win. I don't want to hear. Because here's what happens. Whenever wars break out, my favorite podcasts get overtaken every 2 to 3 days. Instead of telling me a real good human interest story, I have to hear about Olga who's living in a bunker somewhere. It's depressing. Sorry, y'all.
One more. P. Diddy. I want to hear nothing else about P. Diddy.
I don't know. I want to
hear nothing else about P. Diddy.
I want P. Diddy, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly to be like in a reality show together.
What we gonna call it?
I don't know. Surviving each other. I don't want to hear about the Browns going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you gonna hear about that every year from now on, brother.
It's not happening.
Until we finally get there.
Whatever. Hear about until Sterling is standing over you talking about me and brother Jeff were the only 2 people that believe the Browns can make the Super Bowl. That's his favorite line. Love you, Sterling. We need to be a sponsor. All right. Believe. We're grateful for whatever 2023 has given us and whatever 2024 is going to bring. And now it's time for the very last 2023 Meme of the Week.
Meme of the Week. Meme of the Week.
Welcome to Religiously Incorrect, ladies and gentlemen.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
Thank you. Send us your memes of the week.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
We are, these are all jokes. We are just playing.
These are all jokes indeed. And we've done a good collection of video memes and, in particular, people butchering certain songs or just making up songs. Okay, we had the moonwalking white people the one time.
That was funny.
We had the devils in the phone booth. Mm-hmm. We had that one for. I mean, we had some pretty good ones. I figured we'd take 23 out with a bang. With one of my favorite people in history being disrespected, and God at the same time being disrespected. Let's play it. Let me know what you think.
The devil tried to block me, tried to stop me, but no. Tried to steal my blessing, but God said, oh no. I'ma send some angels to help my remnant. They're gonna see my goodness in the end time like never before. Devil, do you really think you can stop them? You can block them, devil. Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? By the power of the blood, you are defeated. You've been stuck by the word of God.
Yes.
That was
you saw the gospel version of Smooth Criminal. Devil, did he say, devil, are you okay?
I don't know what he said.
Jesus, are you okay? Are you okay, Jesus? He's been hit by, I hope, a lightning bolt as soon as he left the church.
Ain't nobody come here to see you.
The worst part to me was the person on the side saying, "Oh no!"
No, the worst part to me is when he act like he killed it. I just killed that.
I didn't have the video from the waist down, but he hope he wasn't grabbing himself or nothing like that. I mean,
wouldn't doubt it.
Why are we doing this to ourselves? He said, "Send us to Never Never Land." Why are people doing this? People put effort into this. This was clearly rehearsed.
Oh.
This was clearly rehearsed. Devil, you ain't bad. You ain't nothing.
I wonder if that was maybe that was the theme music for he went to fight the devil last. Oh,
the guy that went to fight the devil?
That was the theme music.
The guy that won the world inter-spiritual championship last week. I mean, this stuff needs to stop.
It does.
I mean, I'd rather you just pull out a hymn book and moan and groan in this garbage. And the way he dropped the Bible like he did something.
Like a mic drop.
Right. I mean, there's so many reasons why you shouldn't do this. I hope
because it's bad. It just sounds bad.
Because it's terrible. Number one, it's a waste of good time. I mean, and because we'll make fun of you, and because why would you try to cover Michael's songs and stuff in church? I mean, come on.
You can't sing.
Exactly.
Or dance.
And y'all know he touched them kids. I mean, y'all know he did. Y'all know he did. I mean, allegedly. He been gone 15 years.
Allegedly.
Come on. But yeah, I mean, this needs to stop. This needs to stop.
Can I perform at that church next week?
You can. I don't care. Night of Hope 2024. This guy will be our guest. Sorry, Dooley. You're done. Once again, if you'd like to send us a meme, Mariah's tried dozens of times and we've ignored her.
All of them.
You can send us yours at religiouslyincorrectpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll take a look and see if they meet our incredibly low standards for broadcast on this show. But in the meantime, it was at a VBS. I hope it was at a VBS, matter of fact. I hope it was at a VBS.
Man,
that's a staple of. Now that is a staple of white people VBSs. There's always some kind of corny, like theme or song or something they do. We do like whole raps and we do like step teams and
right, moms.
You down with G.O.D.? Yeah, you know me. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we do in the hood VBSs. We want to thank our sponsors. And thank all of them for 2023, starting with Phillips
so much.
Care Lawn Services. They are doing lawns. They'll come cut your grass, even if it's snowing. Apparently, we're not going to get any snow because of global warming.
Thank God.
So, they'll take care of you. They're doing snow plowing, leaf removal, branch removal, anything outdoors. They'll take care of it. And while you're at it, call Phillips Care Cleaning Services. Residential, commercial, floor cleaning, carpet cleaning, upholstery, move in, move out, all types of renovations and maintenance work needed at your building or your home. I can testify they did a phenomenal job on our carpets. And when you have 3 kids like me, you probably have some nasty carpets. And he did a phenomenal job. They look new for at least 2 months. So thank you, Phillips Care, not only for this month, but for being a sponsor all year long.
Thank you, Action, Alliance for Congregational Transformation, Influence on Our Neighborhoods. Thank you for being a sponsor for Religiously Incorrect. Listen, we were so blessed on Saturday. We were able to go downtown and give out soup and sandwiches at the WRTA. Just once again, Action doing some good in the neighborhood. Be on the lookout. If you have any clergy, any clergy, you talk to any clergy, specifically in Trumbull and Mahoney County, we will have our first Faith Leaders Breakfast on January 22nd. And our guest speaker will be Jalada Oslim. Did I say it right?
Oslim. So when we're talking about IVE, Integrated Voter Engagement, if you need to hear any more, please call me at 330-766-8476. God bless you, and thank you, Action, for sponsoring Religiously Incorrect. Well, today's show, and the reason we got Mo in the building is because
she's the greatest co-host ever.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know what kind of agreement y'all made for this show. This really seems like there's some collusion going on here.
I told you, we worked out the contract.
God bless y'all. But today's show is entitled Relationships and Situationships. And the one thing we didn't mention that we don't want to see in 2024 is just the ridiculous dating debates and first date debates and what's acceptable and all that. Tonight,
we're going to tell you how to do it.
We're going to finish it forever. There will never be another reason to post about anything ever.
Don't even post.
If
you don't put on your status you're in a relationship.
Delete your Facebook and throw your phone in the river.
After the third date. Don't do it. Don't let him force you. Don't let her force you. Say, nah, we just talking.
I guess. But I guess you say 2 of our most favorite celebrities had a conversation about this. And so we decided we would use that as kind of our jump starter to talk about at least 2 of the things that they brought up. And that is our man, Uncle Shay. Uncle Shay, is that what we call him? Uncle Shay. And your homeboy, Kirk. Your little brother. Your man.
Do you want a revolution?
Mr. Booyaka Boo. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it to us. Let's see what they had to say about dating and relationships.
Was a good place to take someone on the first date. There's this thing, this viral moment with the Cheesecake Factory.
I saw it.
What's a good place to go on a first date, and how much should one spend?
I think the best place to go on a first date is to ask her where she want to go.
Oh, no. No.
Why?
Big in, big on.
Why?
Because she says, I want to go to this 5-star restaurant where you already know if you just order the water, it's $50.
But what's wrong with her saying that? What's
wrong with me saying no? No.
So, first of all, I'm trying to figure out what's the problem with that.
Ain't no problem. It ain't no problem with her asking. Ain't no problem with me saying no. So now, what's the next question? Where can we go?
Why are you saying no?
Because here's the thing.
Okay, give it to me. Why are you saying no?
If I start you...
Is that it? Okay, that's the part we wanted to talk about. We want to be sure. I didn't get a chance to watch this beforehand. So, Kirk, he asked, Shannon Sharp asked, where's a good place to take a young lady from a man's perspective on her first date? And Kirk's answer, little boy Kirk, little Uncle Kirk.
I come little boy
Kirk. Little brother Kirk. He said wherever she wants to go. And Shannon's answer was...
Wait a minute. He did not say wherever. He said ask her where she wants to go.
Well, that translates to wherever she wants to go. I mean, was she going to say something different?
She might.
Okay. Mo?
I doubt it.
Do you agree with, Shannon said no. No.
He said it like Deacon Willoughby.
I don't know.
Right. No.
I agree with Kirk, but nowadays, I don't know about asking. They're going to try to take you to, like you said, a 5-star restaurant where it's $50 to order water. You've seen a list of all these unacceptable places to go now.
Okay, so let me just stop there. First of all, it's kind of hard to listen to a rich guy say no,
right?
Because, dude, you got it. So
right.
there's, or maybe I get that he's probably, a little hesitant, knowing because of his status, that's what somebody would say to him. But I mean, I've been to nice restaurants, and I'm not saying that what going on 19 years with my wife is worth somebody I just met for the first date. But I do think some guys really overdo it with the whole too expensive restaurant thing. Now, that's just me though. I'm not out there like that. And I can say, and Jeff, you might feel the same way, this was not our reality when we were, and maybe social media has something to do with that.
Right.
Because I think it becomes like a competition.
Yeah, you're trying to put it on social media where you're going, here's my problem.
Or just a trend.
Yeah, well, even if it's a trend, though, you don't have to keep up with the Joneses.
Right.
Here's my problem with it. Here's my problem. Most of these guys, they're trying to start off as ballers and then wondering why these women are trying to treat them as users. You shouldn't have started off like that.
Right.
You can't
your money.
Yeah, you can't
cars
start me off with, picking me up in a limo, taking me not to Red Lobster or Olive Garden, but we going up to wherever up on the lake and on the river and all that stuff. Then next month you come off with I'm broke now.
Right.
Bro, you done put the bar up too high.
So you put the bar, but does putting the bar up too high mean that is what your norm is supposed to be? Even in long-term relationships, we don't always go out. Life is life. You know.
But setting the tone like that.
So you're setting the tone.
Yeah, if you set the tone like that, like Pastor Jeff said, if you come to me next month like I'm broke, well, maybe you shouldn't have been taking me on the date that was that expensive. No.
Now, I do think we need to bring clarity because some of you might be aware that a whole debate blew up on social media when there was a video that went viral of a young lady complaining that a young man had taken her to Cheesecake Factory for a first date. Mm-hmm. And as Tanya said, she sees nothing wrong with that. It's a fun date. Maybe you need to look that dude up because apparently you already know where he's going to take you. But that, a lot of criticism. I mean, people really went in on her like, you ain't even cute like that, to be complaining like that really matters. But, I just feel like this whole conversation that is built around materialism and money when you're just meeting somebody, and that has to do with the cars. That has to do with the clothes, even with the ladies, with the way we do yourselves up, and it's just over the top from the very jump. And I just feel like that's such an unnatural way to get to know anybody, whether it's physically, financially. I thought the whole point of dating was getting to know people, not necessarily trying to impress in like an extravagant way. Of course, you want to impress the person you with to an extent. But and again, this is old school, ain't been out there in the game and don't want to be. You have to school us on what is the average young lady looking for if they're asked out by a guy, and what would they say no or yes to, or is everybody just different? I
mean, everybody's just different, but it's actually like reality. I actually have associates, friends, or whatever, who agree with, taking me to Cheesecake Factory and you need to spend at least this much money. It's just, first of all, people want to post everything. Like you said, they want to take a picture of their receipt and say, oh, he spent this money on me, he spent that. So that is actually a real reality nowadays.
Wow.
If you lead with your wallet, Marlon said, that'll be the expectation.
That's it. That's what I was trying to say.
But here's the crazy thing. There's something that we've always said about people who are genuinely, and I'll add the word maturely well-to-do. Genuinely, meaning they really do have consistent, healthy finances, and they're mature about their finances, is they rarely floss it.
Right.
They rarely floss it. Well, and you know, the guys that have the real money aren't wearing the designer jeans. I'm talking about the everyday guys, not Mr. Rapper guy or wannabe or whatever, even if they do have it, you know, but they can walk in the thing and drive out with a Lexus that day.
Right.
No questions asked or whatever. And I think that those young ladies might be missing the boat with a lot of just basic looking and acting guys who have their crap together, but they don't have the patience to get to know that person. Because, and this is just a whole theme that, you know, we don't have to hit it right now, but hit it later, because it feels like balance and stability are not really valued in our culture. It feels like extravagance and extremism is valued in our culture, but you can't live off of that.
Yeah, no, seriously.
You can't, you know, a date is just a date.
It should be.
To me.
But I mean, go ahead, Mike, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I didn't play the whole clip because it was too long. I wanted to keep it short, but one of Kirk's responses was that he would take her to the nice restaurant for the first date, but then like before the date, he would explain to her like, look, I can't do this all the time.
Right. Yeah, I saw it.
Because I want to get to know you, I'm going to do it this one time. So don't expect it all the time.
I would do it opposite.
Yeah.
I would do it opposite. I would look for a more generic public space, and whether or not somebody appreciates that or wants that or not, to initially get to know somebody and meet somebody.
Well, and can I just
shop? I mean,
coffee shop. Can I just talk because we're bashing the man, but you know, the first day with the woman, she done came out. She got her eyelashes done.
Right.
Her wig is, you know, because she her hair is done real nice and tight and all that stuff. You know, she got on that good outfit, that good cologne. And then the next time you see her, her ends is loose. You know what I'm saying?
You looking at Shrek.
Her eyelashes, her nails. She only got one nail on. The last you had all 10. This time you only got one. You know what I mean?
Might not even have a finger when you.
You know, I'm saying, stop setting the bar so high. Be who you are.
We come
Let
from a
them fall in
different
love
world,
with you.
though. I mean, not only do Shay and Kirk come from a different world, but we come from a different world, because I think this is generational. And I think that anybody who is our age, now, let me back up. I think some people who are our age might feel like I don't want my time wasted. But if they feel that way, then they should seek out more quality things and engagements than just how expensive is the restaurant you take me to. Because if you're really, really devoted to not having your time wasted, then you wouldn't pressure somebody to put on in a way that will probably end up wasting your time.
Right.
Quite frankly. You know, Lene had, one of our viewers had a comment, the dating scene is petty. Most are looking for what a man can do for them financially. Nothing else matters, and it's sad. That's true. And a lot of men, unfortunately, are looking for what they can get out of that date. And the fact now it becomes, women have this expectation of this expensive dinner. These men have this expectation, well, if I do all this, something need to happen tonight.
Oh, indeed.
Well, what am I, you know, we got people flying folks places and.
But that is not even uncommon anymore. The first night is not an uncommon thing. The first night jump off is not an unexpected thing. I have seen Facebook posts where people, I need to know what that's going to be like.
Wow.
If we gon', I don't care about how much, I need to know what that's going to be like. And it's really a sad issue.
And that is sad, but it's on both sides too, because the over-sexualization of our culture is more driven by sisters now.
Oh yeah,
as much as men. And how do you take that and try to approach that? If a man is approaching you, obviously everybody's in the inbox, the DMs, or just approaching any kind of way. How do you handle that, knowing that this is probably what he's looking for, or do you find gentlemen that aren't looking for that necessarily, or aren't signaling that, or do you get a mixture? How does it balance?
I carry myself like a woman, so I don't get approached like that.
You don't get it? Okay.
No.
All right.
Let me say this.
That's a good answer.
And it is. And I'll be say this before we go, because I don't want to forget it. If he's in your DM, sending pics and all this, stop posting. What if I put it up, post it.
Right. I want to, I want
put the picture up.
But I'm saying, because I think some of them lying.
Some of them are definitely lying.
That everybody's in there.
Some of them may be lying, but some may be telling the truth.
Females on Facebook are the new teenage boys in the locker room.
I can tell you.
Teenage boys in the locker room did everything with everybody. Females on Facebook say everybody in their inbox sending them everything.
I can tell you firsthand, it's a lot of lying going on.
It's a lot of lying going on.
A lot of it.
They just want people to think.
And then it's the fact that you posting a certain type of picture or something, and then you're like, oh, he inboxed me. Get out my inbox.
But they thirst trapping.
What did you expect when you posted that?
Thirst trapping. Karen said, "Dang, what happened? She out here cussing, low key. That's cussing in holiness. Over here in holiness, you need to repent." I wish I could blur that out. What happened? I hope Brother March ain't watching. What happened to riding to the lake or watching the boats go out?
Karen is the most holiest person we know.
She is. And some days can be simple and low key. Each person needs to get to know each other. That's what I'm saying. That's the word. Natural environment. That's the answer to a lot of relationship, getting to know people. To me, it's natural environment.
I agree, but as far as riding to a lake, I'm not letting nobody take me to no lake.
No, I wouldn't recommend that. Too many serial killers.
I ain't going to nobody's lake.
Let's see, back in the day, we could go to the dollar movies.
I don't know about that.
The dollar movies was hitting, Doc.
I don't know, because me and Shamika literally were like young adult poverty. Go to church in Perkins afterwards. All I'm getting is
they went to church was they date
basically, and mozzarella sticks. And
we're going out on a date tonight, baby. Where you taking me? St. Paul's. What?
The musical, the youth explosion. It's a lot of groups. It's a lot of groups in St. James. I hope somebody prophesied that we getting married. I hope so. Hey, you take your girl to the revival and hope the preacher prophesied to y'all.
Hey, Mike. Todd was over on the panel like,
listen, it worked. It worked. And she's still shouting 20 years later. Listen, when she was out there shouting, shouting out, I'm like, that's the girl I met. That's the girl I met.
Oh my God.
That's as good as it gets.
I met my wife in church. Right. Too, so
that's as close as we get into a dance floor. I'm the only one that can be nasty about a shaking, baby. Don't show him too much. Man, she started bending over. Where the cloth at? This is for me. Where that prayer cloth at? But church dates. Now, I don't think church is a date, but again, it's another natural. There you go.
Don't sleep on these church dates.
But that's another natural environment. I'll see you at the game. You know, hey, both of our little nephews are playing at the game. I'll see you there, and we'll go out afterward. I just,
Me personally, I don't even want to go out to eat on the first date at all. Not even a little bit.
Right. Well, they say that you're supposed to avoid.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, I'm embarrassed to really just kind of eat in front of people the first time. But also, I only eat chicken tenders and fries, and I don't want to be a cheap date.
Wow.
So I don't want to be like, go out to eat and what you order?
Raising Cane's, fellas. You want in?
That's it.
You want in?
KFC.
Chick-fil-A.
Popeyes.
Doc.
Popeyes.
Extra sauce for
a large fry, please.
Only the best extra sauce for my girl here.
Oh my God, that's so hilarious.
Supersize it.
He said Raising Cane's.
I'm serious. Chicken tenders and fries all the way. Can't go wrong.
But I'm just saying but I respect it though. So that would be. I mean, hey, again, you're younger. And I get it, somebody's like in their 40s and they're like, okay, I got a different standard. You should have something by now. You should be able to do something. But again, it still doesn't have to be over the top with that. So like dating in general, just like, does it even really exist? Do you know people who actually date?
Barely.
Now, see, what I'm hearing is that there's no more romance. it's just.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. That's the feeling.
I made a post not too long ago and asked, was chivalry dead? And most people said it was.
Right.
Opening up car doors. You better get your own door. You open up the car door and the girl bending over. Well, you don't got to do that no more because you can just hit the automatic.
Right, I know what you mean.
But you know what I'm saying? Having your wife walk on the inside of you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, things of that nature. You know, putting flowers in the bubble bath and putting the roses to the bathtub. You know, that's the kind of stuff you got to do.
Listen,
I'm trying to help y'all out.
We're talking about dating, Jeff. Slow down, Jeff.
Right.
Slow down, Jeff. We're talking about dating.
married couples.
I'm trying to help y'all not only be.
We'll get to the marriage.
Chivalry in general used to be to be a basic way of getting someone's attention and letting them know what type of person you were.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's funny because us married, when people ask where all the good men are at, the answer is we're married.
Married. How many times?
Well,
switch it.
we got one. He said, not everybody.
Not everybody.
Right, but what I am saying is that there is a certain value, and it is probably due to age in a lot of ways, that we were just raised a certain way. Mm-hmm. It is the way we treat women, period.
Absolutely.
And see, that's one of the things that I think more sisters should look at, is not how a man will treat me or approaches me, but how does he treat women, period. Mm-hmm. Is he chivalrous? Is he polite? Even it could be online, like the way they talk about women or talk to women or argue or debate, because sooner or later you're going to get that in real life, and you think, oh, that's just how he is online, and then he's cussing you out at the mocha house, you know what I mean, over a dumb, little, I won't say disagreement, but debate about or a discussion. And so I think that still matters, and that's why we have to raise our young men to have some sense. But let's be clear here. Now, I'm raising boys, and Jeffy is too, in a world where some of these expectations go all the way down to high school.
Absolutely.
These extravagant proms.
Oh my gosh.
And homecomings. And you got to go rent an airplane or something to go.
The helicopter.
Right. To go to the sweetheart dance.
Get your girl Gordon Gartrell.
Right. I mean,
So what? Let me ask you this: What would you tell your daughter? What would you tell your daughter to look for in a man? See, I told my daughter, I don't care how much money he got. What's his credit score?
Oh, absolutely.
So you can make all the money you want.
I mean, I don't tell her to look at mine. I just tell her to look at his. I would tell her, number one, look for kindness, politeness, intelligence, and someone that shows a love for God, of course. It's always at the beginning. But we're talking young people, so I'm not trying to put on here.
Right,
Let's not even do that put on stuff, because truth be told, some of these church dudes is bums.
Man.
Straight up bums.
Well, Jesus.
And not all, I said some. I said some. And I'm saying that the cats that act the most would be the ones I'd be like, nah, London, you beat that tambourine a little too hard, If he out shouting you, why is his fascinator bigger than yours? But I tell her to look for intelligence. I'm so glad that our sisters have such a good head on their shoulders. I still just think sometimes emotions and feelings can mess up, anybody's perception of what they think they see. And one thing I say, and I want you to speak to this, Mariah, Mo, I want her to use her common sense from start to finish of, everyone shows their best self. Nothing wrong with that. Put on your best self. But pay attention to what you see and what you see in a person. And if you see true decency and goodness in that person, or if it's just basically an act for the moment. And I kind of want to talk about like that part when you talk about dating, and there's so much around us, but how much that's basic like decency and behavior and how a person acts, how does that work with you?
I mean, that's huge. At the end of the day, it's no point of having somebody who's whining and dining you, but treating you like,
right? Yeah,
just treating you bad. It doesn't matter at that point. Like, money is not going to fix everything. I think, like you said, when you first meet people, they present themselves in such a way, usually most people in such an honorable way, and you think like, wow, this is a great person. And then 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the line, you're like, hold on, who are you?
Okay.
So it's definitely important.
Now I'm going to ask you a personal question. It's not intimate, but it might be personal. Are you the type of person that multiple guys send the good morning beautiful text to, kind of a thing?
Say that again.
Like they're like, good morning beautiful, good morning queen.
First of all, I hate when people say good morning.
So you don't like,
I hate
okay,
that.
queen.
But yes, because queen became overused. Queen and king
Right.
became overused, but that's a whole nother subject.
Right, you're correct.
But no, I'm not.
Because it feels like to me, the reason I said that, it feels like to me that, first of all, the whole conversation about dating, there seems to be a confusion between dating a person and dating around to meet people. Absolutely. Like that, I don't always see distinction in the conversation, because people talk so flippantly about having multiple options, and he probably got a roster and she got a whole list, and and jokes about the female. Okay, this is the good credit friend. This is the one that always brings me wings. This is the one that'll take me on a night. Like there's just this flippant kind of behavior and talk about it. I think what it does is it sours people on the prospect and possibility of real love, and everybody thinks everybody else is playing games.
Most people are in my generation.
You think most people are?
Like it's a joke, but it's not a joke. People really have this. I have my roster. I got this one, do that, this one, do that. And especially, I say, like, men nowadays really have their cake and eat it too. They have a list of people. I have a lot of guy friends, and I see this with my own two eyes. They got everybody doing everything for them. So it's like, that's
and here's the crazy thing. Most people don't mind being on somebody's list.
They don't. Not anymore.
They don't. It's like we almost don't want to be in a relationship. We just are satisfied. Not us, but we become satisfied with a role. Now, let me say us for a minute, because as husbands, we get satisfied with a role in a way. We know our role. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we joke. I mean, we make our wives eyeballing. The old school ball and chain, all that kind. But we've accepted the role that we're in. This is not roller coaster, every night fireworks. That's not, this is life. You know what I'm saying? Going to work.
For yourself, Bishop. Go ahead.
It wouldn't be 2023 unless Jeff threw something in there about fireworks every night. But anyway, what I'm saying is, but the roles people are willing to accept now seem so small and demeaning and partial, where they don't demand to be more of a person's life so that they can be more to them and that person can be more to them. They don't mind being just the every once in a while hook up, jump off. I know who I can go to a concert with no expectation, or some expectation on both sides, or whatever it is, but no real commitment there.
Yeah, I agree with you that commitment has gone out the window. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No, earlier you guys were talking about the young man being respectful. There's a lot of young men, they don't have the home training. They don't have the examples.
They've been trained.
My daughter was 16, and she brought a male friend over to meet me. So I go outside to meet him. This dude dapping me up. And I'm like, hold on, stop now, hold on. Shake my hand, squeeze it, look me in my eye. So I had to teach him. And this guy's like 16, 17 years old.
You didn't tell him to get back in your car and drive away?
No, I didn't.
So you were nice. Okay.
I was nice about it. And then, he kept coming around, and I could see that he was a genuinely nice guy.
Okay. He just not trained.
He just wasn't taught how to do that.
Right.
And a few years later, he actually thanked me for that too.
Oh, okay.
I was that guy, Mike. I remember meeting my wife's dad for the first time, and I had on a hoodie, jogging suit, basically what I got on now, but thugged out.
Ain't nothing changed.
I sagging,
nothing
you know what I'm saying? But wanting to that, because I didn't know. If you weren't taught, you weren't taught.
Right.
So my question though is, lately I've been hearing a lot about this whole what's your body count? Why do people want to what's the purpose of that?
Man, it's the same reason people will get on Facebook and say I'm horny, and I just friended somebody and I just unfollowed them that quick within a week. I don't know who this young lady was. I just assumed sometimes they hear me speak somewhere, because I don't know where it comes from. I don't get a whole lot of friend requests at this point because I'm kind of maxed out. But it's just a quick, okay, accept it. And then I just read a couple posts. I'm like, unfollow. This dude made me mad. I ain't even getting none last. This is female.
It's like,
and it's all the emojis and I didn't even get no blank, blank, blank. And I'm just like,
I feel like to an extent, like the roles almost reverse with how, like, as far as my generation, most of the women in my generation, the way they talk and they speak,
they're like the harsh.
Like they call themselves. They feel like it's almost a sense of empowerment. Like it's no discretion anymore with most women. It's disgusting.
Well, when you call yourself a bad B,
Right.
They can. That's
exactly what you act like.
They're empowered by saying these things.
The body
crazy.
count is a podcast thing. And I mean, you're right, Jeff. Though, and you're right. Well, as Mo, you're right as well, Mo. That there's just such a flippancy, and like you said, a lack of discretion. Even if you've had, if I'm 40-year-old single man for whatever reason, I wouldn't want to know. I mean, you probably have, and I guess I want to know if it was excessive. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You know, and maybe my idea of excessive is not your idea of excessive. Wouldn't want to undercount. But at the same time, I mean, this world has made it so easy.
He said it was
Nobody.
Can I?
Yeah, I mean, there's no shame.
Can I kind of switch gears real quick? I just want to, and I want to ask you this, Mo. As a young single lady, is it okay? And I'm pretty sure I know what most of these guys are going to say. But is it okay for you in a relationship to have a male best friend, or for the male to have a female best friend?
I'll answer. How well does he play the tambourine? I need to stop. Go ahead. Is it okay to have best friends of the opposite sex?
Can two people, a male and female, be friends without being?
Absolutely. I personally don't think it's a problem at all. I mean,
I sip my tea.
I'm going to be watchful, you know. I'm definitely going to be watchful, but I don't think it's necessarily a problem. I mean, y'all not going to be hanging out every day. We ain't doing that.
You're talking about best friends here.
I don't care.
Okay. Her answer is no. Her answer is no.
It's not really a problem, but like, you know, y'all ain't gotta like, y'all not gonna be on the phone.
Jeff and I are best friends. Well, we know who believes in hell in this podcast.
No, my answer is probably no. Let me stop trying to sugarcoat it.
Jeff and I are best friends.
Right.
We call each other just about daily. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you see that? It's you know.
Let me tell you, Pastor Todd.
That's best friend behavior.
No man of Mariah's is going to be on the phone
your answer is no.
every day with another woman.
And I don't think so. I think that there might be a segment of people that can manage that in a healthy way under certain circumstances. I don't think most can, and I don't think most should attempt it. I could not. I could not, especially because for some people, a big part of your attraction is intellectual and emotional connection. Absolutely. And
I truly believe that if you allow that to happen, you are absolutely allowing that person to train their next wife.
It's a very slippery slope.
John said, my wife can have 3 male best friends, the father and the son and the Holy Ghost. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Exactly. Listen, when I went to Kent for a spell, and I was first introduced to that's my bro, or you had these guys calling the girl little sis. I'm like, okay. There must be some incest going on, because I ain't never looked at my sister like you looking at her. So it must be some West Virginia joint going on.
So if somebody does have a best friend of the opposite sex and they get in a relationship, do they just completely cut that person off, or should that friend respect the fact that they're in a relationship? How does that?
I think if you have been single and you have had a male best friend and you get serious with a male and you are, dating regularly and calling yourselves an item, all the things that nobody says anymore, I think that best friend relationship needs some reconfiguring.
A whole lot of reconfiguring.
Right. Or you'll be in the plot of every romantic comedy ever, and best friend will be outside your window with a sign the night before your wedding. I mean, that's basically what we're looking at. But come on. Coach done got in this. Come on, Coach.
Let's give you my perspective. I'll say with me being single, and I do have female best friend. Well, I have female friends, and we've been through parts of each other's lives where I've been in a relationship and vice versa, and the other one hasn't. But what I've schooled my friends on, my best friends, good female friends, is that bring me up in the relationship at the very beginning.
Right.
Don't wait till y'all are hitting it off and everything, because now it's like you didn't pull this ace out of nowhere, and now I'm like a surprise instead of I'm a part of your daily narrative, especially because we talk multiple times a week. Also, be upfront and let them know that we have not had any intercourse either. You know, we've never crossed that line in 10, 15, 20 years of us knowing each other as well. Because for a man, those are very valid questions that are in the back of our head. So I'd rather you just put it out there from the beginning, because I don't want him to be a threat, because also we don't know if he's going to be around in another year. So if you've cut me off, I have no problem cutting you off.
So let me ask you, has there ever been a time where the guy was like, nah, that's not going to vibe. You can't be his best friend. And the girl had to come tell you.
Yeah, it happened twice. It happened with an ex of mine, which I understood. It was insecurity with her husband, but he was doing some other stuff on the side, so it was whatever. But it was how she didn't tell me, she just cut me off, that it took me about a good 2 to 3 years for me to forgive her.
Wow.
Because I feel like if you abandon me, then that's a trust issue now that I have with you.
Wow. Wow. And that's I think what Pastor Tatum was saying about being an entanglement, not necessarily romantically, but emotionally, and the entangling of emotions and what that does to a person, because out of a certain loyalty, that spouse or committed person might feel necessary to cut off the friend, but not realizing what that does to the friend, or not respecting what it does to the friend, because that was a real relationship in its own right as well. And that's why I'd rather avoid putting people in that position, because it can be too relationship-like in the dynamics of how it impacts someone emotionally, even if there's no romantic connection. I had that very similar situation, the jealousy thing. Young, I mean, I was young. Shmeek and I weren't even engaged or anything yet, probably just dating. And I had a platonic friend, still do to this day, Ted's sister. We were always super tight. Ted's sister, we were always super tight, but it was always, we were always literally just friends, just friends kicking it, went with each other's friends to prom and stuff like that, but we were just friends. And when I was in Minnesota, she was working in Minnesota, I flew up there for a weekend. It was just like Mall of America, old dude back home from college, who is now husband, great guy. He was like, yo, who this cat? I don't care if y'all went to high school. I don't care. None of that stuff. But I respect, I get it. And insecurity is, and I don't even call it insecurity, it's uncertainty. You really don't know in that way.
Sometimes those friendships, because I had we're still friends, but the bond that those best friends share sometimes is almost relationship-like, and it's kind of like, I don't know.
And that's why it can be dangerous.
Yeah.
That's why those bonds
Absolutely.
can be dangerous, because I know what it's like to just, like, I've known you so well, and I know so much, like you said, you share it so much, that if you don't create a separation, you're setting yourself up. Because you're supposed to get emotional, you go through something, and God help you have a bad time in your relationship, and now that's the person you run into.
Big John just said, if the other person is unattractive,
listen.
That ain't your best friend.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, though.
I can't even have ugly friends.
You have one of them.
To be honest,
and you
everybody around me gotta look photo worthy.
You end up having one of them boomerang moments.
Right.
What's the Captain Kirk's last name?
Right.
It's Johnson.
Here you go again.
Okay, let's pivot real quick.
Okay.
When does dating turn from just getting to know a person and having someone close to you to getting to know someone to see if they're marriage worthy? You had to tell us.
At my age, I feel like that kind of starts now. Like, I start paying attention to it now. Like, if I start, getting to know somebody through conversation and stuff, I'm already going to pay attention. Like, oh, no, that would never. That would not fly. That wouldn't work. So I don't think it's nothing that, at my age, like I said, that I'm really waiting for. I look for signs immediately.
The sad thing I see sometimes is people are dating or connected to people that are not just husband material for you in particular, but but honestly, husband material for nobody. Like, I mean, like, just people that don't deserve, that you could not imagine. I'm not saying somebody can't change their life or whatever, and y'all know how we believe, but let's just be honest. Some people show no decent prospect and potential and possibility of being that person who will fulfill those roles in a decent way, yet you're still giving them the time of day. And let's just be clear, a lot of that has to do with wanting to enjoy life while at the same time trying to prepare for life. And then the enjoyment ends up lasting a lot longer than you thought it would, and it's not so enjoyable, but now you're like in a cycle of it. And then you're still looking for a husband, but some of the patterns, and wives, looking for a wife, but the patterns that you're establishing, which by the way are broadcast to the world in some way or another, or they're internalized if it's a bunch of private stuff that nobody knows about, but it still sets a standard and a tone that dictates whether or not you will ever seriously get to that place with anybody, because you've mixed up yourself so badly with people who weren't even in that position and serious and shouldn't have been taken. I mean, let's be clear. A lot of people are just dating people for fun, for thrills. You know, there's the street guy the girls want, there's the fast girl, fun girl that the guys want, and all that stuff. But they're all steady saying they want somebody long term and settle down, this, that, and the other. And those worlds don't mesh. You're creating a standard. I'm not gonna sit here and say every person you date, there's a spirit going in you and all this other stuff, or even if you have relationships. But I will say you're setting a mental and emotional standard for yourself that becomes more and more of a tangled web that becomes hard to focus on a person if they are material. Might not be your material, but at least date somebody who's somebody's material.
Right.
And I don't see enough of that.
Well, Mo, can you answer this? Because I mean, to the point where he's just making, you know, I've heard it, and I know you've all heard it a million times. Jay-Z would not have had a dog chance in, you know, Hades with Beyonce if she didn't have the money. If he didn't have the money. If Biggie didn't have the money he had, faith would have never fallen for him. Is that money attractive?
I think it can play a role in falling for somebody. If somebody has money and they're doing everything for you, taking care of you, I think you can find yourself feeling like you love this person, you're falling in love, but really you're just falling in love with what they could do for you. So I think it gets confusing.
Maybe it's because they can also take a little better care of themselves.
Wow.
And present themselves better. You know, if you're at that level, it's not just about that it makes you look better, but you can maximize what you have, male and female. I mean, hey, you're a female and you're not it, but you can access the best makeup artists, and you know how to, or just people who know how to help you style yourself to accent the best parts of you. That can be a part of the money being an influence without it necessarily just being gold digger influence. You know what I mean?
So then it's more the swag that wealthy men carry.
Yeah, I think that plays a role in it.
I mean, take any of these people. You can take the front row of the Grammys, put them at pit stop, and ain't nobody talking about it. I've told this story a couple of times. I had a chance to go to the Stellar Awards. I was about 20 years old, 1920, with this group. And he was like one of them just down there trying to meet people and whatever. And we somehow got backstage. Funny story about a certain gospel artist I won't tell. But Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, they were there to sing Total Praise back when they were still putting gospel songs at the end of R&B albums. Remember, everybody used to have I Want to Thank God. I want to thank God for giving us this Bootylicious album, Let It Go Platinum, and then they sing like Precious Lord at the end of their album. So they were supposed to sing at the Stellars, and she was backstage in a sweatsuit with no makeup. None of us noticed her.
Wow.
None of us noticed her. She's a beautiful young lady in her own right, but then we saw them later coming down the hallway in their gowns on the way to the stage. It was like, we tried to be, and the security guard was like, "Voom." But I mean, the access to what can make you feel and look more attractive, even just stylistic, how to wear your clothes, you know, just the image. And I think there's an attraction. I think Cassandra's correct. There's an attraction there. The Carter, tell the story on the Carter. She said, I need somebody who has a good pitch. Tell the story. Listen, I got mine. Do you have yours? I got mine. And dental. Do you have yours?
No. I mean, naturally, you don't want nobody who ain't got nothing.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I agree that there is a cutoff date.
Okay.
At age and in longevity of relationship of this whole we're building together stuff and struggling
That's
together.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to ask. Can you date potential? Should you date potential? And how long do you wait for potential to matriculate?
I am not, no.
You ain't dating potential?
Not at this age. Not any, like, maybe when I was younger, but I'm not getting no younger.
But what if it's like that, what was that movie, Matrimony, when a guy hit rich, his thing hit.
Was it acrimony?
Like, acrimony. Acrimony.
Right. Well, you never know if somebody's going to hit rich. But I understand what you're saying, though. You never know. You beat and told him hit it, Buster, and then he hit the lotto. He on the news.
I mean, if I see you are like a hardworking man and you are doing what you need to do and you're trying to get to another certain level, that's different. But just far as like you talking about, I'm out here
trying to be a rapper.
Yeah, like, sir.
You 39, dog.
It's not going to happen.
You are 4 chains.
No.
And 9 kids.
Like,
we need electricians, doc. Enroll in school.
That's different. But like, if you, like you said, you're trying to be a rapper, whatever. Like, nah, dog, can't help you.
Me and Shamika got married. I was 23 years old when we got married. She was 23, getting ready to turn 24. She's got like 9, 10 months, something like that. And that's a real classic building together relationship. If I was coming into life at 32, meeting somebody, or, once I get like approaching 30 and going forward, I got to have something. That whole bring to the table conversation and all that means something to me. But I'm not bragging or anything like that. But, George, I'm George's son. Year before we got, I literally bought a house the year before in June and had a ring for her in August. Wow. Because that's that old school. And it's nothing but the grace of God. And I know that that's not very common. And for the reasons Mike said, and a lot of instability in our community and all of that going on. But I had a father who was like, this is what you want. This is what you like. This is what you do. And you don't do nothing else till you take care of this business, point blank, period. And that's what it was. That's what it was. It was house, ring, and still getting your stuff together. And then it was don't even put nothing in the house until she move in. And he telling her all this, put all his stuff in the basement. This ain't his house. I'm like, you shut up. But when you're young, thank you, John, it's acceptable. At 35, or if I became a widow, I'm not saying that, but if something happened, I'm not walking around like, yeah, we're going to build this together and blah, 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 blah. Nah, I need to get myself together. Mm-hmm. And now, if I want to level up from middle class to more, or from this level of what I do own and have to more, then yeah. But, or renting, like, if I'm renting, at least it's a nice place. At least I'm in a good space. I feel like I'm protecting my family. So I feel like the fact that a lot of females accept whatever, accept you moving your garbage bag in with me and my kids. They accept that. And too many do. And so many of them do that men don't have to necessarily work for the ones that won't accept it.
Yeah.
Is that making sense?
You are blessed, though. Go ahead. You are blessed only because your father was able to help you out. See, Tiffany had to marry me on potential.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I was working a dead-end construction job. I was real cool from June to September. Right. And then I was broke in the mud in the winter because I was working construction. You know what I'm saying? So until she stayed with me, though. She allowed the caterpillar to become the butterfly.
That's beautiful, man.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm grateful for her for that. But a lot of people might have bounced on me at one time.
But you were a certain kind of man trying to live a certain kind of way, even though financially, and I think that's what happens is all of you can't be broke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of you can't be broke. If you try to make it financially, you can't be morally bankrupt. You can't be, I'm meeting my kids for the first time 10 years down the line. You can't be, I switched religions 9 times in the past year.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
You can't be that.
Right.
And I think that there's a lot of people that are very unstable, unbalanced, and somewhat just trifling, and they're saying, marry my potential, or let's make this work. And then they want you to kind of do it without the connection of marriage. And I know that sounds old school and stuff, but there's real, the whole cow and milk free or whatever. But I'm talking like, how many times I've run into people with the, you was with them for 10 years. Y'all ain't got no papers. You ain't getting a call if something happened to them.
Right.
You might even be in the hospital room.
That is simple.
Common law marriage been over.
I said that's simple for somebody to be together that long and not get married.
But it's common.
It's very common. It's simple, but it's very common. But nowadays I see a lot of people, and I'm sure you see it on Facebook, don't get married. I don't believe in marriage. Marriage don't do nothing. It's like literally something my generation literally talks so bad about marriage. And I'm like, y'all need to get it together. Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, again, we are talking about a whole world that does accept it is normal. We're the weird ones. I think that's part of, I have to start from the premise, and I think it's healthy for me. I'm the weird one here. I'm the outlier. I'm the abnormal one. No matter how much I think that I'm in line with the Bible, this is what God said, in this world in which I live, Shamika and I are the weirdos. And we're the one, you know what I mean?
And Pastor Todd, let's just be honest. Me and you can attest to funerals. After funerals,
listen,
where the baby mama got to sit 3 seats behind because the family don't want her because y'all didn't get married.
You a special friend.
Yeah. you a special friend.
You didn't gave all that. Friend. You didn't gave all that up.
You ain't getting nothing
to be a special friend at the end of an obituary. After the third cousins get mentioned, and his special friend Teresa.
I'm like
someone doesn't desire something that they don't see done well. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Something doesn't desire something that they don't see done well. They shouldn't desire. I think too many don't know what well is. What is doing it well if as Jeff said, Mike said, if the example hasn't been set before you? What if doing it well is what we just saw with Will and Jada? And that was the perfect celebrity relationship that is a whole mess and a meme now. What is doing well to a culture there are no secrets anymore to whether you're local, family, to people you revere from a distance. I mean, folks just waiting for something about Barack and Michelle. I mean, they just waiting like they need to just die or go to Mars or something right now, and burn everything. Because I think when you look at the world, and I think that's a part of it, is our entire image and fantasy of love and marriage has been blown to bits. When you got Bill Cosby going to jail, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not talking about like flipping stuff. I'm talking about a whole generation's heroes. You've blown that to bits, to be honest. And I don't think we pay enough attention to how that affects them. We think everybody's just trifling. But I think that everything that we've seen and experienced and received and internalized has affected a generation of what to look for. What are they looking for? What are they? How many married couples can you really, just name off the top of your head in the city of Warren, young black married couples that you're proud of and revere and don't got dirt on?
Right.
Yeah, I think for our generation, we grew up seeing the fairy tale and didn't know what it took.
Yeah, John just said what I said. Thank
you know
what
I mean? We didn't see.
You're correct. They don't know what it took.
The work, the sacrifice, things like that. And nowadays, people are more open, I think, and with social media.
Me and Shamika sitting in the cold.
So now you see, that it is work, that it does take sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference.
And I think, Mike, a lot of times, if we be honest, a lot of times it wasn't really a fairy tale, because if you understand, most fairy tales have some struggle to
it. It's not a fairy tale.
A lot of these grandmothers, they say we've been married 97 years. The granddaddy got 2 kids, but they ain't told nobody.
Right. And that's become a point of bitterness. And I don't be nobody's fool. I'm not going, I'm not going to be this. I'm not going to be that. And I respect that, because a lot of people had to watch or be exposed to a lot of pain that, sometimes later in life, that'll break you down. One comedian made a comment like, we celebrate marriage and sometimes life itself just off longevity alone and not quality. Not the quality of the marriage. Now, to be and I hate to say you settle, but some people come to a place of peace and acceptance about less than ideal circumstances, scandalous seasons that occurred in life or whatever. And they understand that life is complicated and it was going to be complicated whether they stuck together or were apart or whatever. We don't have that tolerance though, I don't think we exist. Now I'm not saying everybody should have that tolerance.
Yeah, no.
Most said no.
I mean, that is cheaper to keeper is a reality. It's a reality for a lot of people.
Cheaper to keeper?
I'm just gonna stay. You know,
it is
I know several people who've watched this falling in love, but out of like. So they love you enough to stay, but they don't really like you. They don't even like you enough to tell you look nice, give you a kiss goodnight, none of that. A lot of couples don't even sleep in the same bed.
Some people can't leave.
Well,
I mean, the cell phone bill is in Shamika's name. I can't go nowhere. I can't leave. When I call people, Shamika Johnson comes up. What am I going to do with my life? Her and T-Mobile have me by you know what.
We got a plug.
Right. I know Karen has a plug. How to Love a Godly Man by author Karen Osborne.
Amen.
Okay, write that How to Love an Ungodly Man. Co-written with Mo over here. And I need a couple brothers to write How to Love a Hood Rat. But like is way more important than love. And I appreciate Big John saying that because it is. If people don't like that, love is at the foundation of any relationship or connection, whether you express it all the time or not. But like is a whole nother thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you've been married a good while, like is like an everyday thing. You decide, I'm going to keep liking you, even though I can't stand you. I have a favorite song that Shamika hates by Music Soul Child. The very first line is, sometimes I don't like you. It's the very first line. But the ending verse of it is, but I do. Again and again, I do. The commitment I made, I'm still. But he was just saying, this is a struggle, everyday struggle. You're always getting on my nerves, just the stuff. But he come back to, I do.
That's the work.
That's the work. And people think it's not work. But like you said, we thankfully, Jeff as well, we came up before posting relationships on social media. We came up before, by the time we came along, we were good and married on social media. It's just a bunch of cute pictures of us and our kids, and that's it.
Yeah,
so y'all,
my generation is tainted.
It's a TikTok.
We came up in a generation where you made a star and you said, you like me?
Listen, circle yes or no. Listen, y'all need to go back. If y'all went back to simple stuff like that,
amen.
Do you like me? Circle yes or no. I'm gonna have my friend come ask. That's real. Tanise says, I explained the healthy nature of my parents' relationship with they still like each other. Oh, that's it, man.
That's it.
And still like sometimes barely, but it's there. And you can tell, when we come to church, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
I be sitting there with the guys. People like, I'm out. I'm like,
I've had plenty of people who've been married for this 60 years or whatever tell me they don't like the person all the time. I mean, I think
something would be wrong with you if you like the person all the time. You've lived too much life, been through too much, grown too much as an individual, know too much about the other person. You can't live without having aggravations. You can't live with a person without, the pettiest stuff. Literally. I mean, just to tell, I literally told Shamika, stop, the other night in bed, stop tapping me. You tap me one more time, it's gonna be a problem. Because you wait until 1:30 in the morning to tap me about some Christmas gifts. What we gonna buy the kids? I'm like, I don't care. Now? Right, some kids. So, but that's the funny thing is, but you like each other, you love each other. It's there, but you're constantly working out your aggravations, and that's beauty. Beauty to that.
I don't think my generation believe in putting in work and staying together. They don't even get together to stay together. So
some of y'all flaws, and Karen said we all have flaws, but I do think these are some deep cuts. These are some.
I don't know what this is.
Irreconcilable.
I think now
unrepairable.
I think the problem is now is most people are too accessible. You found a girlfriend back in the day, or even as we got older, say around your age, you found somebody who had one kid,
Right.
you know, had a job. You like, oh, I done hit the jackpot. You know, now it's like, you know what? I can go on the internet. I can go on Facebook, Twitter. You know, I can have 1,000 girlfriends in one day. It's
Right.
just too accessible.
Who won't mind being one of 1,000?
Right.
At all.
Who won't mind being one of 1,000? Go ahead, Big Mike.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Coach.
I'm thinking, I'm wondering as well, you know, I know we're saying it's a generational thing, you know, from then to now, but I also believe that culture really plays a huge part in this, because whenever I travel across seas, or I mean, even here, you can see different people's ethnicities, their culture, and how they revere, how they respect the men, the women, and so on and so forth.
Right.
And it seems like unfortunately, our culture, it just seems like we are to the extreme, like, and if you look at some of the drama, the TV, the ratings, and how Blueface and them have these reality shows, it's because we live to that extreme. You know,
man,
we're constantly exploiting ourselves.
You're correct. If me and Shamika really wanted to blow up, we'd have to fall apart. If we just went straight ratchet and became the pastor and wife that, you know, posting about each other and this, that, and the other. You want to talk about some views? Our show would just...
You would get a TV show.
We be offered, you know, and that's the sad thing. But what you said about culture, and I'll chalk it up to this: respect and shame. All those cultures you're talking about have still a deep sense of respect, and they still have a sense of shame. Right. And, you know, I don't think either of those things are negative or positive. I think they're neutral, but because they exist within that culture and they don't exist within our culture, that's what cuts out a lot of what we would think would be decent interaction, dating, you know, engagement, long-term related, all that stuff. You're lost if you don't have respect and you don't operate with some sense of shame and wanting to avoid it and not wanting to experience it. That's my take.
Okay, let's pivot again.
Okay.
With all of us being churchgoers and believers,
pivoting today.
Is marriage for everybody?
Oh, the answer is no. Marriage is not for everybody, especially now. Especially now.
So you think it's some people who aren't meant to ever be married?
Bible tells us that. Let's go to church. There are just some people that it's not their calling to be married, or it just won't be their circumstance to be married. But I think especially in this culture, because of the way people have, and I don't know what I was trying to be really was saying about life imitates art, but because of that, because that culture is so dominant, people are not even wired to properly participate in a marriage, period. They're not wired. They've been miswired mentally and emotionally by what they've seen, what they've experienced, what they've internalized, what they've indulged, what we have celebrated as a culture. That has actually lowered the prospects and potential of people mentally. I'm talking about your chemical brain function has been so altered by media and culture, and then brokenness and disappointment and shock and trauma, that I think far less people than before. And add to that the idea that marriage and love are more products of desire and personal satisfaction than of need and dependency. Mutual in a lot of ways, but sometimes more weighted one way than the other. Homemakers, breadwinners, a culture that was trying to survive and only had each other, not having as much, being as prosperous. There were more things forcing us together and forcing us to stay together. When you take all that into account, our brains in the Black culture especially are not wired as much as they once were for marriage and for the commitments that marriage require. And it's not just marriage. You see it. There's such a transient mentality in every phase of life. You can move to 10 different cities in a decade, enroll and drop out of 5 colleges, join 20 different churches, you know, all this change philosophies. One minute you're a hotep, next minute you're a Pentecostal preacher, next minute you're atheist. That's the whole life. Our whole life has just become so transient mentally. And so I think that's a part of it, but it impacts us the most when it comes to what ties together the most, which is relationships and marriage.
I just believe, you know,
I'm taking up an offering after that.
I've seen 1 million people have these grandioso weddings and divorced in 1 year. And I think what people don't miss out on is that after the excitement comes the assignment.
Correct. Now he's preaching.
And there's an assignment that comes.
Stupidville heard this one yet? Don't give all your good stuff up yet, Doc. You got all this. Jeff, like, I got a pocket full of them.
No, but I mean, you know, I tell people when, especially when I'm doing marriage counseling, I ask the guy, I said, man, you know, there is four girls to every one guy.
Yeah.
What makes you want to leave the other 3 for this one? And if you can't answer that, then we have an issue. And that's, don't tell me, tell her.
Does he say where they at, dog? I got to meet them first.
But it's right. That's a natural. That's a reality.
That's a reality.
It's a reality. There's more women, so everybody can't be married.
Does the situation feel hopeless to you when you hear about the statistics and there's more women than men and that whole thing?
What makes the situation feel hopeless is this generation, just seeing how they talk and operate and move. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, now we have someone ask, because you keep saying your generation. Somebody
asked, what is your generation?
What is your generation?
It depends on Google, but a millennial.
It does. Leah said, you better love yourself. You better be comfortable with yourself.
I love anybody who know me. No, I love me some me, but I still want a ring on his finger, Leah.
Okay. Okay, I want to go back to what Big John said. He said, y'all, this is such a great discussion. We might have to pop up with another night of this.
And I'll be back.
Mo will be back. Mo's going to sleep in the studio.
She's going to be waiting.
I ain't going nowhere.
She going to have her mom slide sandwiches through the window.
Hey, and remember on SpongeBob and 3 days later.
Right. Big John asked, what if black people practiced arranged marriages like other cultures? John, I already got my eye on people at every age of my children. I already got my eye on other people's kids.
I don't think it would be such a bad idea.
I think I'd like to have a choice, like 5.
Yeah.
Like 5 young men that's about 15, 16 years old, and I just kind of follow them through life, and you know.
I think to an extent, you know what I think should come back to an extent, when a young lady, if she happens to become with a child before marriage, they should make them get married.
You think they should go back to that?
Honestly,
shotgun marriages.
I kind of do. Not like, maybe not completely, but to an extent, because it's ridiculous.
I just want to see the shotgun at the wedding. That's what I want. But that used to be.
Like, I kind of think it should be a thing again.
And if some of our saints would tell the truth, some of them, that's how they got married. Mm-hmm. That's how they got married. We could do math now. That baby came 6 months after the ceremony. We could do math. Ooh, Sister Johnson said they kind of do in the Jack and Jill network.
I was about to say it.
Wow.
Societies.
There are some societies that do, yeah. And churches, some churches, they try to set you up. Hey, mothers, I know y'all still on here. Mothers, y'all know y'all be looking at folk trying to play matchmaker. Some of them church mothers, that's why you got to get close to them church mothers. They got grandkids and great grandkids.
Mother March Fly every month.
Listen. She said, who you know? Who can you vouch for? But now here's one thing I won't do. I won't let people try to make me into a matchmaker, and my wife won't have it. She won't have it. You know, she'll be like, if that goes sour, boy, there will be no shouting on that Sunday.
That's it. You in the middle of it.
They'll be on Facebook. Pastor Todd put me on.
He did this to me. But sometimes you do wish, because you see good people, but then there are always reasons why people don't mesh for whatever reason. Sometimes you wonder, have they met this person or that person or whatever? And would that, but I believe that having spaces, and here's another thing, we don't have spaces where people are in multiple generations around each other on a regular basis. And because the church isn't as strong as it once was, that was one of our primary spaces. That really was. And it's tough when it becomes, you don't have primary spaces. It really is just all bars and clubs. And where are you even meeting people at this point? And especially in small towns. I mean, where are you meeting?
The Warren Harding gang.
I'm gone. You know everybody, and you know who they with.
Clearly, I'm not meeting nobody because I'm single.
But it's quite clear that for a lot of people, I mean, honestly, I always joke, but it's true. We might have to do a whole matchmaker show. We got Jason up in his piece. We got, but I mean, I was big families, both sides. I mean, man, I don't know who I'd be talking to if Shamika and I hadn't met young. I wouldn't want to be out here at 35, 40 because, boy, it's a jungle. Plus, everybody mixed up with each other.
I know we got to go, but I need to ask this question real quick. I need to ask this question to you. And I know you have a lot of integrity and you're a great woman. But I know that.
Wait till you see your TikTok now.
Whatever. I don't got nothing on TikTok.
I know you've probably heard the, hey, you know, can we hook up? And you know this guy is in a relationship, or maybe not even married, but just has a boyfriend. You know,
the guy?
Yeah, the guy.
The guy
has a boyfriend?
A girlfriend.
He might. That's a whole nother show.
I'm saying how. What's the
not 55?
What's the you know, how can we say, you know, nah, I'm not gonna bother you. You already in a relationship, or can somebody you know, because they're not married, can you still date them?
No, because if you call yourself being exclusive and committed to somebody,
exclusive? Is dating exclusive?
Yeah, it should be.
Again, there's dating and then there's dating around.
Yeah,
right.
If you actually if you guys came to an agreement that we are together, me and you, then no, it should be nobody else.
Okay, we got a few suggestions. First of all, go back up. Elder Carter asked, is my 55-year-old nephew too old? Mo said, send me that pension statement.
And that 401k.
Send me that 401k. And then Leah said, and she's absolutely right, the good clean girls are at the fundraisers like I'm Coming to America. If you want to meet a good clean girl, Big Coach Mike, you need to go down to the Black Awareness Rally where Reverend Brown is at. There's some good clean girls out there at the Black Awareness Rally. The Lord, there is a God.
Not the laundromat.
The laundromat.
Not the laundromat.
Pastor Tatum said, hang out at the supermarket and laundromat. At least you know they can cook and they're clean.
Well,
but now,
you got to see Tatum. Tatum is out of New York, right?
Yeah.
So laundromats are that's normal.
But Karen said if you live in Warren, that means they don't have a washing machine.
They broke the mug.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
females with boyfriends don't even get up to catch the bouquet at a wedding reception. If you're not married, you're single. Ooh. He said he has a great company. This is the hard sell from Elder Carter. You know what? just send him some. Send her some headshots when you get a chance. I don't know, a LinkedIn, something.
Friend her on TikTok.
I mean, we might have to have the good clean singles mixer or something hosted by religiously incorrect.
Speed dating with religiously incorrect.
My fear is that they've already met each other and sized each other up. Like they know who each other are. I think y'all know for the most part here, unless there's somebody we don't know in the next city over.
Hey, if I was on speed dating, it'd be like when I sat down next to somebody who was. Sorry, guys. I ain't playing.
This is good. This has been good. I think we got to continue this at some point. Relationships, and situationships. What else do you think that we need as church folk, as Christians, to have honest conversations about when it comes to relationships and situationships? What do you think? And y'all can answer too. Those that are watching, I'm gonna let Mo give us an answer. Maybe somebody else in the room might have an answer.
So you're saying what conversations do I think?
Yeah, what haven't we touched on that we need to have? We need to address. We need to clown on. We need to bring clarity to.
I think we need to bring clarity to the fact that marriage is still good.
Okay, so how can we sell marriage and talk about it? But who are we saying? I mean, because I am almost 20 years deep. Mm-hmm. Sister Karen and Pastor Osborne. I mean, they've got it deep. I think they're going on 40 years or something.
Oh, yeah. 40
years. I mean, that's amazing. But I think it hits different coming from us because of that.
But that's what I was going to say. When you asked the question, is I think
it's a different world.
The single ministries have failed us.
Have they failed us?
They have failed. The marriage ministry have failed.
There wasn't enough sex in the singles ministry. No sex in the prayer room. It didn't work.
It just doesn't. It's just, but it's not relevant anymore. How many singles ministry? Who has a singles ministry?
Does that feel insulting to y'all? Like singles ministry? Do they feel insulting?
I didn't even know that was like a thing.
You didn't know that was a thing? Churches.
See, that's what I mean. It's
you heard of it, Mike. Back in the day, singles ministries was the stuff. Like people just going out, they like go bowling and have stuff like.
I mean,
and a lot of that had to do with there were like all these couples, and it's like, well, the singles need something. It was like more balance, you know.
Oh, I don't think it could hurt.
You don't think it could hurt? Got a new ministry idea.
But with that said, do we have enough with a demographic? Like I said, when I saw it, I was in New Jersey, so around Rutgers University.
Oh, you're everywhere,
so
right?
I had a lot, but here.
Right.
Well, if it's only 2 singles in a single ministry, then maybe it becomes a couple ministry. Sure.
God be glorified.
Hey, God worked it out. All things work together for the good.
Okay, but I'll be honest, and this is me, and I could be wrong because I've always been standoffish about this. Big John asked, can we have a couples retreat, Pastor Todd? I hate couples retreats. I do.
Why?
Okay, I'll just be real about it. I went to a couple. Like I remember I think I did the recording for Elder Shealy, and his wife used to do one, and Sister Shealy. He used to have it at the Avalon. He used to have it over at the Avalon. And people would come and stay in rooms, you know, in a couple retreat or cabins or whatever. Man, I don't want to be in the room down the hall or next to some other saints. After you done all this stuff to teach us how to love each other, then I got to hear y'all hunching through the wall. In Jesus' name. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm too private of a person.
Hey, Todd got on TD Jakes, no more sheets. And the Lord said.
Everybody start turning Mahalia Jackson up at the same time. What? Hey. The hotel attendant is walking down the hallway with the little cart like, why is there so much gospel?
The presence
coming out of every room. Why is everybody having a gospel concert at the same time? To me, that is, but to me,
the whole church pregnant at the same time next year.
That is so creepy because then you gotta get up and go eat sausage in the morning with these people.
How was your night?
No, right.
How was your night?
But the other side of that is, what if people come, it ain't working, they still miserable. I don't want to be, I'm sorry, that's my void in ministry. I don't want to be a part. Because what if somebody come out of my couple retreat and get a divorce like the next week? I'm like, what did I do? You know, I don't know what it is. I'd let somebody else do it. But
you wouldn't go to them. You wouldn't.
I don't like going to them. Okay. I don't. It's just not my thing to go and have these. Okay, everybody pair up in your couples and write on his heart or whatever. And all. That's just not me. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know about a couples retreat, but I like, what we done when we went on a cruise. Everybody they had their own room.
Different floors.
Different floors, whatever. My side of the bed, my side of the boat was rocking a little more than y'all. Time to go. God bless you, Sister Trina. Good seeing you. Thank you for coming on, Sister Trina Lawson.
Here we come. Oh, man. But, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching us all year long. We are going to continue this. This might be the kickoff of 2024. We might be back.
Right,
we might have to throw in a special edition on a Friday night. We have to just make something up. We might have to make something up because it's been a good week. But Big Mike, you want to say the thing is he's our producer. He makes it all happen. He's the man that makes the magic work. And if it's messing up, it's his fault.
It's always my fault. I'm used to it. I just want to say thank you to all of our viewers for hanging out with us, for sticking with us all year, actually for the past 4 years. Really, really appreciate you. And also to our sponsors, a real big shout out to our sponsors for helping us out.
Yep.
Getting new equipment, this and that. You've really helped upgrade, the whole show. So we got big things planned for next year. So see y'all in a couple of weeks.
Religiously Incorrect Couples Retreat. We love y'all. Follow us on all platforms. Have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Everybody enjoy themselves and be safe. Thank you, Mo.
Of course.
She'll be back.
Thank you.
She'll be back.
She waiting. She got her pillow back there
I'm
now.
waiting for my picture to go up there.
Mo is gonna have like 30 inboxes from church mothers that they How does this thing work again?
Elder Carter already didn't send her nephew the address to the Focus building.
She parked outside your house. All right, we love y'all. Take care. Peace out.